Mora.
I'm Chris Brown.
And this is the Noonan.
Today we'll be talking about the collapse of the Chargers, the rise of Tim Tebow, and San Diego State basketball.
Well, the Chargers, what do you think? It's pretty much done deal this year, right?
I hope so. I hope it's time to get rid of A.J. Smith and North Turner. Something's got to change. They just can't keep losing and expect to get better with the same people that haven't done anything the last 5-6 years.
Well, yeah, I'd have to say that it's pretty much a done deal. A 6-game losing streak. I don't remember the last time the Chargers had a 6-game losing streak.
It's been like 2001 or 2002, something like that.
So I think it's time to just restructure that entire team. Looks like the AFC West is shifting a little bit into other directions. Raiders look like the powerhouse. You got Tebow coming up.
Should you say Tebow?
I'm saying Tebow. You know, there's I don't know for anyone else, but me personally, I'm tired of hearing about the guy. They're focusing on the wrong things. Defense in Denver is giving up 15 points a game, except yet all we're talking about is Tim Tebow.
I agree. I'm tired of hearing about it too, you know. But a lot of it is, most of it's the negative about him. You know, they're not talking about him winning. They're talking about how he's such a bad quarterback and they keep winning. That's, you know, they should just let it go because he's not a good quarterback, but he keeps winning. So I don't understand what why people are bashing on him so much, because that's what you're there to do, is win games. Like Trent Dilfer, was he a great quarterback? He won a Super Bowl. You know, it's just quarterbacks are there to manage the game and keep their team in the game, and that's what he's doing.
Trent Dilfer, yes, he relied on a great defense. They ran the ball a lot, but he wasn't. When it came time to pass, he still had to make the passes. Tim Tebow doesn't really seem to make the passes. 22 carries on the ground last game with what? 12 pass attempts.
He was 9 of 18.
9 of 18.
And there was probably 5 drops in those 9 incompletions too against the Chargers. So that's what I mean. It's not his fault. He's not calling the plays. You know what I mean? He's not the one sitting there calling his own number. Yeah, a lot of time in the option he decides to run, but it's the coaches are the ones calling the plays. So if they're not giving the opportunity to pass, how is that his fault that he can't? You know, then they only call 8 passing plays. You know, that's not his fault. Yeah, he was 2 of 8, but you know, but I agree. I'm not saying he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Fame quarterback or All-Pro quarterback.
All right, cut for a second. Brian, you got to go inside, man. Like, that shit's just messing me up.
Good entertainment.
Yeah, good entertainment. Go inside, or you're gonna be on this video. Yeah. See, we were in a good rhythm. Well, you know, the object is to win games, you know, but realistically, moving down the road, that's not going to take them anywhere. You know, they might win their games in the regular season, but when they start matching up against the high-powered teams on a consistent basis, I just don't think that's what's going to get you to the promised land.
Yeah.
You know, I think moving down forward, Denver will restructure that team one way or another. When you're not getting the backing of your own management in the organization, I think that's where a lot of the negativity comes from too. Blame a little on John Elway.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Because he's one of the biggest non-supporters of Tim Tebow there is.
See, that's why I think football, the combine, all that stuff is just, you're not picking who's the best football players. You're just seeing who runs the fastest and jumps the highest. It has nothing to do with you're playing the game on the field.
Well, I'm a Raider fan, so I know all about taking the fastest player in the draft.
Exactly.
We all know that.
And that's what I mean. You know, you're not picking the best football players. You're just picking the best kind of athletes, and that a good athlete doesn't necessarily mean you're a good football player. You know, that's why I think a lot of the combine numbers and all that stuff, it doesn't, you know, yeah, obviously you don't want the guy that runs a 5-second 40, but at the same time, you want guys that are going to win football games. And that's the whole reason why you play, is to win games, and he's winning games. So I agree. I think they should just leave him alone and just keep going. Like I said, I wasn't a Tebow fan. He's at Florida. I don't like the SEC, but he wins. So for right now, I just don't see how you can keep arguing the fact that he's not winning football games. He can't help who they're playing. You know, the schedule's made already.
Well, the true test comes in December, right?
Exactly.
So we'll find out if he's T-Blow or Tebow.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about winners. What do you think? San Diego State Aztecs basketball this year. Where are they going?
They're definitely not going to be the team they were last year. They lost last night to Creighton by 2. Creighton is a top 25 ranked team, and San Diego State had that game. They were up 17, with a few minutes left in the first half, and Creighton on a big run to close the 2 at halftime. But they got a good young team. I think they'll definitely win 20 games this season, and hopefully get back to the tournament.
Do you think the youth will hold them back from being in that tournament, or do you think they're going to be able to fight through that?
I think they'll be able to fight through it. They've already played how many overtime games they've played this year. They've already had a couple overtime games went through. Last night they were right there again to come back. They were leading most of the game, got down, but they were down, I think, pretty big with like a minute left, like 5 or 6 or something like that, and closed it down and got to within 1. If the guy would have made the free throw when he got fouled, it would have been a tie game to the 1 for the free throw. But I think they'll be good. They had a good game coming against Cal Sunday. Cal's a top 25 ranked team. They beat them last year, so this year it's at home, so we'll see how it goes. But I think they'll be a good team. It's a nice little transition year next year because they're young. They only got 2 seniors on the team, and they're both starters. But considering that last year you lost all 4 starters, the only starter remaining is Chase Taffley. I think it'll be a good year for them this year.
Well, and it almost looked like a bad decision there for Kawhi Leonard to go to the NBA, but it looks like that lockout finished out. It would have been great to see Kawhi Leonard in the Aztec uniform again, but I think this good young team, we got about 3 or 4 years, building on it, and hopefully right there we're in March Madness again.
Yep. And that's it for
Noonan out.
Yep. Number 3 done.
All right, now we'll do picks in a minute. We're money on it. Is that off?
I don't think I looked at the camera one time.
I looked at you most of the time.
I looked at the ground.
Are we ready?
You're ready.
I'm Adam Mora.
I'm Chris Brown.
And this is the 3rd episode of the Noonan.
Thank you for watching this. It's very fun to do.
Start it over. You gotta start it over.
I can't see.
Are you? Stop taping for a second, real quick, so we can get ready.
Okay.
I think this started. We'll just because we know how it goes. It's in sections, so we'll just do the introduction, and then we'll talk about the Chargers, and then segue into Tim Tebow. And we'll say how they losing to Denver. The Chargers suck in the last loss to Denver. Tim Tebow.
Okay, I know how we'll transition into that. All right, I'm ready. I'm Adam Mora.
And I'm Chris Brown.
This is the 3rd episode of the Noonan. Should I even say the 3rd episode? No, I should just say this is the Noonan.
No, we should say the 3rd episode because we're counting down how many.
Yeah, we got to redo that segment because I found myself with my mouth wide open that entire time. Like right when you finished talking, I'm like, dude, I think my mouth was open that entire time. All right, you ready to recap? Redo?
Mm-hmm.
All right.